It's Open House Thursday. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi, and as always, I have the ladies in the building. Hi, ladies.
Good morning.
Nima, how are you today?
I'm fine. And in the midst of my darkness, I say glory be to God.
In the midst of your
Darkness.
I'm going through some things. So, some people decided to make me happy and gave me a birthday gift, belated. But blessing, thank you, Awomi. The two of them had me in mind all this time. I thought I was
You will not
birthday
thank
has
Jumoke
finished.
now who asked you to do the orange hijab.
That's
Look
how
at how
Jumoke
beautiful
is in
you are.
my life. As in principality, she's always, I don't know how to color. I don't know how to this and that.
See how pretty you look on air. Oh my God.
to have you on the show.
Nice hair.
Talkman, how did you make it on the show?
I asked, and my producers and my boss were so gracious to allow me to be here. However, I've learned that people tend to value cash, and I used to be like that. I used to be so focused on cash at hand. I used to derive joy from having cash in my, pockets. And God is taking me through a phase of you would accomplish things without cash, and you would then to realize that cash is just a
Means of exchange.
it's the basest means of exchange, because what you have is your value, and that will get you cash when you need it at every point in time. And I'm grateful for the lesson. It's not convenient, but I'm learning the lesson.
Yeah.
Yes.
You'll be all right.
But you did. You acquired. I mean, you accomplished quite a bit with without getting cash.
I'm saying that I used to be like really dependent, but the process I'm learning, and I've been learning, and I'm realizing that I'm still at peace with little cash.
Fantastic.
And that feels good.
Jim's in the building.
Yo.
Something about this top. It's nice. I like it. It's just something about it. It's just very 80s.
If you ask Anna, it won't be yellow. It will be mustard yellow,
It's
custard
actually
yellow.
mustard. It's not yellow. If it was yellow, I have yellow shoes.
Okay.
Oh, but I was going to mention that the FRSC at Motorway Center, the ones as you're climbing the bridge from Ojota, they need to really stop
I experienced it today.
they need to stop using vehicles to stop trucks. I was very upset with them today. Can we stop doing that? Because some of those truck drivers, they're crazy. I don't want anybody smashing because they want to escape FRSC. I don't know. We need to go digital. This stopping trucks on the way is just, it's not working.
Most of their brakes are not even working.
It's
when
not
you are
working,
asking
no.
them to stop, they find it difficult to
Because
pull
traffic
brakes.
today, and I understood what Jumoke is always saying, that you can't have a two-way lane and you stop a truck on one side and stop a car on the other side. So where do we now pass through? And the only reason for the traffic is because FRS officials are doing their job. Can we do it more efficiently?
Bam.
Thank
How
you.
you doing, madam?
I'm doing amazing. So yesterday I was just brainstorming on increasing my streams of income, because I just realized, everybody they talk their own. I just realized that wealthy people do not have one source of income. They have several.
Well, I've been saying this.
You know, but then I have to start, I
Just
have to go
played
back
into
to my
some
logbook.
of
Okay, what has paid? What is paying? What
Yes,
should I
and
drop?
that analysis
What
is
should I
good.
continue? How do I
Yes,
make myself,
regularly.
you know, how do I get better? How do I earn more? Because the money comes in one way and goes out in a million ways. You don't even understand.
Yeah, I've heard now that we're paying out 1 million in the first 30 days of your business.
Yeah, I've tried that one.
You have tried.
You know,
I know how to recognize the one that is not working for me, and I drop it quickly. I don't waste my time. Once I see it, I know. But I've not had electricity in 4 days.
Wow.
Oh, what happened?
I don't know. You have electricity? Yeah?
Yes.
Please,
We have.
NEPA. Sorry, PHCN. I'm
No,
not taking
Discos.
electricity.
Whatever.
Disco.
All of them.
Ikeja disco.
You're not taking?
In 4 weeks.
Imagine. In 4 days.
In
I
4
didn't see
weeks.
one. It didn't blink.
But Murayo, I think that most of the time we're so busy that nobody goes to report. We all assume that our neighbor would do the reporting. So sometimes you need to
I should
actually
just go
and
there and
inform
tell
them.
them.
Yes,
that
that
you
they might
don't
come
have
and check
lights.
what is wrong. Because life
Yes,
actually
it might be that
stable.
it's bad.
Yes,
Because my
and they will
area,
not-
there was power, but my street, it was bad for weeks. I had to
Maybe
empty
I'll
my
just go there
freezers, but we're
today.
back
I'll
on
try to
now.
stop by there because honestly, it's just.
But there's no disco like a disco.
we're touching
I'm
with
telling
disco,
you.
they are on point,
There's
abi?
no disco like a disco.
What do you want? What do you want? Leave and confess. You want something?
Ikeja, you cannot get prepaid meter. Who has
praising them.
metered all of us?
It's Thursday, I know. Who is marketing? You can do all the talking you want to do, but let's take the front pages of the newspapers right back when we come back. Since we're in the studio. Thanks for staying with us. So, the Punch. We'll start with the Punch. Exam fraud. Buhari overrules Inspector General. Stops Adelike's invitation by police. PDP Saraki fires the others knock police chief. Picture here of our Vice President during the inauguration of Trader Money Program in Abuja. FG targets 6 billion naira from 20 silos concession. Cultist kills final year medical student, 4 others. Train kills police inspector and motorcyclist in Lagos. Flooding, blind man, 3 others drown in Delta. Tinubu APC mount pressure on Ambode to step down, endorse Sanwo-Olu. Governor insists on primary, rejects ministerial offer. Osun poll, TMG deploys 300 observers, says politicians sharing money. 2019 APC reviews timetable for primaries. All right.
So can I quickly take
Story, the
yes, go
human
ahead.
angle story there. About herbalist removing the eye of a police.
Oh, I forgot to even mention that, yes,
Yes.
herbalist, 2 others remove surgeon's eyes for charm.
Yes, so an 80-year-old herbalist, Husseini Musa, and 2 others have been arrested by Katsina Police Command for removing the eye of the 2 eyes of a sergeant.
They needed
so that
the
they
eyes.
could do, they wanted to do invisible jacket, make a charm to have invisible jacket, because they wanted to get into a building that had lots of cash, probably for robbery or for whatever. And so they caught this guy. He was on Mufti, took out his eyes, killed him, and then took the eyes to the herbalist. So they've confessed.
How were they found?
They were arrested. They've confessed, and investigations are
I
still
really wish
ongoing
that there would
on
be
that.
a strainer, more strainers. Well, thank God death penalty is active in Nigeria.
The other human
So do you have
interest?
other human interest story? These students in Epoma were having a graduation party, and
Because are different.
there was a clash between 2 guys, and one of them just left the party saying that they tore his shirt, came back with armed men who shot into the crowd, targeted the person he had an argument with, and the people who tried to settle. So different accounts. According to the commissioner of police in Edo State, who wasn't in Edo State, who they called, he said he was in Osho on assignment, said the account he has is that only 1 person died.
Killed.
But for the students' account, witness account in school said 5 of them were killed.
Other people said 6, and that one said
another
9.
Another person said 9. So I think the conflicting issue will be about those that were rescued to the hospital who had just injuries. So maybe that's
Who were the armed men? Policemen?
most likely cultists. The style they came in, most likely
I didn't
cultists.
see the story of the silos in other papers. I
Yes,
think
go
that's
ahead.
the only one that carries it. So, Minister of Agriculture, Aldogbe, said yesterday in a briefing that they are going to sell off 20 silos. We have 33 in the country as it is, and the 33 silos we have is evenly spread across the 6 geopolitical zone, has a capacity to hold 1,360,000 tons of grains, and they are hoping to concession it in a public PPP partnership where you have 20 out, and they hope to make 10 million naira over the next 10 years. It won't be sold, it's just concession. I feel we need more silos though, if we really want to make money from agriculture.
Recently, he mentioned that we ought to start exporting rice, but we don't have enough bags to bag them. I remember also trying to export yam that got rotten on the way. I remember also trying to import.
The silos haven't been well effectively managed by the government, which is why they are doing the concession so that
Let's move on to
people
the
would
nation,
manage
please.
it better.
Oshunpo, WAEC tenders Adeliki's result in court. 5 billion naira fine. CBN reviews new evidence from banks and MTN. Ekiti Election Tribunal to sit in Abuja. North, not afraid of restructuring, says Makarfi. And 8 held for defrauding Oshun lawmaker of 38 million naira. So let's talk about Adeleke. Who has that story?
So the court had sometime in the past asked WAEC to present the result of Senator Adeleke, who we did not dispute that he went to school, but WAEC brought out this result, and he had written just one paper, and he passed that paper very well. So
No, he did not. He bought F9. What are you talking about?
No, she's trying to color
you don't
it.
understand.
Oh, I didn't
He
understand.
passed the paper very well.
Was F9 pass?
Yeah,
Sorry, I missed
very
that.
well.
I missed that memo.
Passed it very well.
She's being very
So,
sarcastic.
Hey, that sarcasm did not come out.
I'm
That's
just
sarcasm.
saying that in the face of all this, our academic importance, a person who had exams. I remember when I went to school, you wrote your papers.
Is that your word on your
everything.
papers?
Now you went to school and you wrote just one paper. And in the future, you want to present to us that you are now a competent and calmer person in charisma to go for governorship.
Anyway,
We got someone to resign. We got someone to resign over NYSC.
There are 2 different things. NYSC was
Exam
forgery.
different.
This one, he did not pass. The law does not say he should
He did
pass.
not write 9 papers.
The
It's
law did
required
not-
that you register for a minimum of 7,
Did he come with a
maximum of
certificate?
9.
Anyway, the court was asking that WAEC present this result because he was accused of forgery.
Of not going.
The president, and then yesterday, the IGP put out it wasn't the IGP, the
invitation.
Police put out an invitation asking him to show himself for exam malpractice, impersonification, and other things. The president now put a stay on that, saying that if you're going to invite him, not 4 or 3 days before the elections, allow the elections go. I thought that would have been logical in the first instance, so that you don't seem, this case has been on for so long.
Do the police now arrest based on newspaper reports?
No, they don't.
Did anybody report this as a crime?
Was it an invitation? Well, I guess
they said an invitation, and what I found confusing was that an invitation and then a possible arraignment. No, you arrest a person to arraign.
I don't understand. To Vanguard, Ambode gets cold shoulder from Lagos APC. As I said, this Ambode story has so many angles in all the papers.
When are we taking
Obesere Kwamon
now?
Tango over Ambode Sanwo-Olu. Nollywood's roots for Ambode. Governor battles shifts to Abuja. Oshun Governor poll, drama as police declare Adeleke wanted for exam malpractice. Minimum wage, FG sets up 4-man subcommittee to brief Economic Council next week. Zainab Ahmed relinquishes portfolio as Minister of State for Budget. 10 fair dead as hoodlums disrupt APC meeting in Abia. And lack of authentic registrar threatens APC's primaries. Let's talk about the Ambode story. Yes,
Ambode, go ahead. Governor Ambode was... I wanted to say ambush. He was questioned by journalists that is he going to give up his ambition and support Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and he said he's going to just wait for the APC primaries to play out. They said to him, you may lose if you don't fight. He says, no. And he said to his aides not to talk to journalists anymore. Just let's wait for the primaries and see what happens. The papers are also saying that the national and state branches of the APC are asking him to step down and support Sanwo-Olu in replacement for a ministerial ambition, and that he should mention any ministry that he wants, but he said no, thank you.
Rejecting it. But the angle I took, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm done with this story.
I was going to talk about the Obesere part and Kwamon, because Obesere was saying that he has nothing against Kwamon, but the truth is that Kwamon obviously went offline by what he's going on campaigning and saying, what the insults he made on
Ambode. It seemed to me like Kwamon was drunk.
Under the influence.
But even if it wasn't, that was a private party somebody says that somebody let out the video.
What is it?
Mariah, we say things behind.
See, sometimes you see this public
he was looking at the camera.
Yes, now he was talking to his friends.
There was a part where they went out of, where power went out, and they said, phone, that kind of put
Can I talk about the minimum wage?
So he knew what he was doing.
Very interesting. Okay. So the federal government set up a 4-man committee.
But it's okay.
Set up a 4-man committee to look into the financial implications of the minimum wage. Now, the organized private sector proposed 25,000 naira, while NLC committee is insisting on 43,000 naira. Okay. So, according to another story there, the NLC, they are planning to go on one nationwide strike, that if the government doesn't respond to them, they will go on that strike on Wednesday next week.
So it's a good thing. They're following through, actually. The minister promised us that they will do the review in September.
2019, door closes for Ambode. I mean, as I said, stories are just different.
Who's closing the door?
FG suspends national air carrier. Truck drivers get 5-day ultimatum to vacate Lagos road. What your And 2019 presidency PDP Supreme aspirants.
There are so many stories there.
Let's just take this.
They've given the truck drivers a 7-day ultimatum to clear out of all the roads in Apapa. And in that story, what amazed me was that the chairman of Ajirami Felodun was saying he had provided over 60-something hectares of land for them to go and park, for the MPA to build holding bays for them, and they said they cannot have a holding bay within the port environment because it worsened the situation.
Of course,
there.
I think that's common sense now.
But it can serve as a temporary
rather than having it on the road.
Because what we have now on Mara Road, right in front of the local government, in front of the chairman's office, there's a siege by truck drivers.
All right. And our national carriers.
Nigeria is. Please, you people, just establish the story.
They're not establishing history.
Establish the story.
The bodies that wake up Nigeria suspended.
Suspended.
That's it because of maybe investor apathy. So possibly.
Which investors?
Investor apathy. They didn't get
You
investors to
launch
put money.
logo. We are talking of
The
investor
objective
apathy.
of the logo launch was to get an attract
Investors.
So when investors didn't show up now, it's not
think-
wise
I
for the
believe
government to actually stop it now.
Did you
Or
not
when
tell
you're
us you were
not
going to fly in December?
No, but you see, for me, I am happy that the government has decided that it is a bad decision. But
It
for
was
us
from
to-
the beginning.
Yes, so for us to go too far.
They just said they are holding on.
Okay.
It's suspended.
Definitely.
Nobody
In
said
order of priority,
indefinitely.
in order of priority, this isn't the most important to me anyway.
Suspended indefinitely equals to cancelled.
Mogboyibo.
We have to run off. But I was going to take the story, but unfortunately, we don't have time to do that story. Doesn't mean that it won't come back.
It's cancelled. It's cancelled.
Even the program.
Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So, in-laws are supposed to be revered, meaning they are regarded as very important in our society. But in a situation where mother-in-law slaps her daughter-in-law, what should be her reaction? What limits should one respect his or her in-laws? Now, we have a story, I think a few weeks ago that broke. Somebody sent the story online and everybody was talking about it.
Let me
we
share
decided
the story.
we decided to hold off on it for some time just to get some other perspectives. So, Nima, would you
I
like
have
to...
the juice,
Yeah,
according
tell
to my
us,
chair
for those who have no
of the
idea
story.
what the story is
juice.
about, Nima
The
will give us
juice.
the juice. Although I wanted Jumoke to break it down, but you can break
Don't
it
worry,
down.
if she misses anything. Go ahead.
Feel it. So at this wedding, our bride was happy, packing and getting ready to leave. Mama's special guests
Now
coming
arrives.
from out of state came late.
Hold on. The two families had cooked separately. You know how Yoruba families, bride will cook separately and the groom will cook separately. Groom's family, their food finished. And then as they were, it was end of the party, as they were going home now, Mama now went to bride to tell her that, food has finished on our side. And I just have a very important guest who just arrived. Continue.
So Mama now asked Yawo, my special guest, I don't want them to, I need small food for them. She had searched everywhere and they said, it's only in the wife's car that there's a small cooler of food. She appealed to her over and over, let me take this food. The girl said, no, it's for my own parents' side. So she went.
She said she wanted to take it home for people at home.
So out of anger, Mama went and,
Yes.
and then dished the food. My auntie got angry. How dare Mama? Hey, baby, see me. She put it back in the cooler and covered it, and then Mama slapped.
Hey!
And reflex reaction.
Reflex bow.
Reflex-
Her hand.
Reflex.
He removed from her body.
She slapped.
replied
No.
to
She slapped. The woman slapped the daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law reflex reaction.
Reflex
slapped
go
back.
as in the hand.
And they were all
That
shocked.
didn't sound
So
like
her hand now left her
It wasn't
body.
like reflex.
Her hand just left her body at that point.
No, but that's
the
the
story.
story.
At that
Story is
point,
finished. You just said the woman slapped
Exactly.
her.
The reflex.
Exactly.
So
You know what
establish
happened
her angle.
there? Slap Mama back. That's the story.
So the question now is...
Wait, Mario, let me just throw in something. Bobo now said, you slapped my mother. Eh, I'm not
It's
doing it
over.
again. This marriage is annulled.
I agree. That's when the party is. All right, but so the question now is, how far is too far when it comes to issues of in-laws? Where do you draw the line? And I think I have shared a story here of party in this Lagos. My Korokoro, I was at the party. My mother, they're all there at the party. It was in Caverton. I told you now, they had the party there. The party finished. Husband said, oh yeah, let's go to Ilupeju. Wife said, no, my house is in VGC. No,
They didn't discuss this before marriage.
Right at the party, they scattered everything because husband
Why
was
will you take-
insisting, okay, we are going
Why
to...
will you take me to a look at
Obviously,
you from
they-
VGC?
They cannot have this discussion before the
Obviously,
wedding.
maybe they didn't conclude, but the girl at that point, they scattered it.
But that is my point.
So
The
that is
story
just
of food
Yes.
is not something you discuss before the day. Obiajulu, go ahead.
So I wanted to say that the lady in question, my opinion, does not have home training.
You will live long.
Asoroyazo.
See,
Tall.
the Igbo where you go.
There's what you call home training. Marriage is a lifelong journey. Marriage is what you prepare before getting into it. I advise young people, it's not about the wedding on that day. You are getting into a family. What is food? Hold on. What is food that you cannot let go for your mother-in-law?
That's what they say in my place. Wait till we see. You don't finish. This tea as you have made it is wasted already.
You can't let go. Now, if she was someone who had self-respect for herself, her husband, and her own parents and her family, hold on.
That's even going too far.
That food, she would have let it go.
All right, point again.
Let me build on it.
Hold on. That food, she would have let it go.
So
even if her guest.
Let me build on it. So, if it was her mother who wanted food at the last minute, just because it's her mother, that's when she would let it go. What is her standard of treating elders generally in public as an African child? What is that standard of respect that you accord any elder? Because you see, even when it is a difficult in-law, you must still accord them the respect of their old age.
So true.
Now, your mother-in-law approaches you for food. Food, material thing, you don't waste, you don't finish. You now went, it's our own. It's our own. See, Mama said, days you, days I'm back.
But does that justify why the mother-in-law slapped her?
Does
that justify? The question is, you just hanging them. You just paid a bride price. She's a new bride. He's slapping the option.
You are not getting it.
The issues have been on ground from the get-go.
Yeah.
I understand culturally we cater for brides separately. But when I was getting married, my husband and I discussed and said that we're not going to do that. We're not going to have a case where you see the wife's side, there'll be shawarma, there'll be dodo, there'll be there'll be ofara, there'll be rishi, and then you see the groom's side, it will just be rice and chicken. You know, like he didn't want that. If we're actually coming together to be one, then there is no division in any area.
Good.
If that was the basis of things, any food is our food. We are now one. So my challenge is that when we already start and there is a separation of this is my mother, this is for my parents.
So
we are not, yes, the function itself was wrong.
So wrong.
Yes, I agree there wasn't home training. But was there home training on the other side of the mother that was slapping somebody else? Because if for any reason, and we've gone to parties where food has finished, food has actually finished.
The guest should go home.
Do you understand? You came late, food has finished.
Go home.
So the fact that you've seen it and you now scoop the food now makes you be like,
No,
somebody is now getting slapped, somebody is giving slap back. In my own head, I believe the girl probably was a reflex reaction thing.
Yeah.
And it's happened before. I was in a case, I am not a violent person. I can count the number of times I've slapped someone. But I was in a production bus going for a music video shoot. And a boy was watching pornography. And I knew it was pornography was what I said, keep it to yourself. And that moment, he just raised the video up. I was behind. And she was showing me, Murayo, I didn't know how I slapped him. That was my first time ever. From the back, it was a slap.
A different
situation. It was a reflex reaction. I saw it, I did it, and I was like, I was sorry.
That's my point too.
See, my brother's wife, when we were planning for their wedding, insisted that we do not cook. Usually, it's the bride's family who cooks in the Yoruba culture. And my mother and my auntie called me and said, let us cook our own food. Let me tell you what happened on the day of the wedding. Their own food finished. Okay. The bride's mom had to come to us to take food for our own guests who came late. Yeah. There was no fight.
Thank you.
So sometimes, based on, you have invited 300 people, you think it's a small wedding, but Nigerians, we will always bring family and friends. 600 people now come, so you are not embarrassed. They prefer to have extra food. That's but me, I hate violence. So listen, I have a master's in international law and diplomacy. Okay. If you are going to go to war with any country, you must declare. Let Trump call our president lifeless or anything. Cannot come to the Lagos Lagoon and start throwing bomb in Lagos. That's terrorism. That's mother-in-law slapping her daughter-in-law. It was terrorism. Okay. She should not have slapped her. Regardless of that, the daughter-in-law was wrong. Yes. Don't do it.
You all agree the daughter-in-law was wrong.
Yeah.
Don't slap her.
The solution is not always violent.
On our wedding day.
Tope laid foundation for my argument.
Okay.
So Tope saw somebody doing something wrong and correctively hopefully
Back down. The slap was a reflex reaction.
Same thing.
Mother-in-law
Same
had
thing.
reflex.
So, hold this phone now. I will collect your rice and turn it. What is wrong with you?
I did not plan it. It just happened. I did not even think about it.
Let
Let me explain something.
Oh, le fún mi padà.
Let me explain
Oh, le fún mi padà. Mo correct
Let me
ẹni.
explain
Oh, le
something.
fún mi padà.
Well, the human body and the human system, we have different background on upbringing. So if by default I have been raised in a family where we fight for our rights, we have been brought up, it's like you see a lion. You will scale. Can I land? If you see a lion, your leg is paining you, Murayo. You will just remember, you will realize that you don't feel the pain until you land on the other side of the fence. Right. When you're built to fight for yourself, you will not know when you fight. So you will get slapped and you're not thinking, you slap back. Because the story was that immediately she finished the slapping, she started begging. Because she realized what she did was wrong. But it was default to fight back. Nobody will just take it sitting down. We are brought up in different ways.
I totally disagree with you. I grew up in a family where we fight for what we want. I've been a fighter all my life. Yes.
Yeah, but I won't be slapping people.
I've always been a fighter all my life. But when it comes to relating with elders, that home training comes in.
That's your training.
No, hold on.
It's not my training.
You're not getting
that's why they say she don't have home training.
My own training is fight for yourself.
You will not slap
There's
another.
only 1 minute. All of us will tear the meat together.
You, I know, will not slap your mother-in-law.
That is because I was trained in a way to respect.
What are we saying? That's what we're saying. You're buttressing my point.
We have to go on a break.
You're buttressing my point.
No, we are still putting the poor girl on trial. The boy that said that the woman he loves and has given ring to her something, because on this matter you scatter the whole.
Why would you slap my mother?
We'll talk about that.
I don't understand.
I don't get.
Share with us.
This is Africa.
This marriage is over.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. Before we went on break, we're talking about the man factor. I mean, let me let Jumoke jump in here.
What I wanted to jump in with was, haven't you spoken twice? What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
Talk your own, talk your own.
Discretion, respect yourself.
There's no way anybody in their right senses will defend a daughter-in-law slapping her mother-in-law. No way. Because the daughter will not slap her mother, even in reflex. But the way Bible said, children, obey your parents.
In the Lord.
Right after, the same Bible said, parents, do not provoke your children.
On that note,
there is provocation in law. Because it is my wedding day.
Now leave that.
I was wrong. Everybody agrees. If the mother-in-law allowed the error of that daughter-in-law, nobody will be discussing the matter now. They'll just be asking the daughter to go and beg her. So the mother-in-law provoked her.
Yes, the marriage is now over.
Yes, so everybody.
I totally support the husband in making that decision.
Me too.
While I understand, while I understand there are two angles to every story, and it is good for us to say that, if there's an angle of this provocation happening, and a girl that has been brought up to fight for herself did not think, and it just happened. There is also the case of, why have we gotten to the point in marriage where it's so early, you do this to my husband, my wife, why can't I think of it and say that if you can fight for the food that we will eat like this, then you will fight for me like your life depends on it. That's another angle. What I'm saying is, the marriage is over because there's no training. You should have seen that before.
There was no marriage before.
There was no training.
I say there was no marriage before.
I'm not blaming the woman, but she wasn't trained, and it's not her fault. People were not trained.
Yes, so.
Morning, Yakub. Are you there? Thanks for calling.
Faulty foundation.
You were there when she was born.
Go ahead, please, Yakub.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yes. To me, my own personal opinion to this issue is clear. Number one, the woman in question, the woman that slapped her mother-in-law, she was wrong.
The bride or the mother?
We agree.
Yes, the bride.
Yes.
Totally wrong.
Yes.
But one thing is supposed to happen that very particular day, since he refused to give that food. For me, as an adult and then mother-in-law, the woman ought to just leave her alone that very particular moment.
Yes.
Even for the fact that he rejected
How important
he
is
should
food?
just leave it. And
hungry.
then later on, report her to
The
her
guest came late.
husband. Look at what your wife did. And then at the end of the day, they will settle. But Basically, the ladies is very, very wrong.
This situation, you should take a lifetime to settle. It's a lifetime.
If care is not taken.
I'll come to you, Nima. I'll come to you.
You need to come to me. This guy need to come to me
during
already.
the break, I know somebody had mentioned that why didn't the mother-in-law go and meet her own son and say, listen, I have told your wife to give me food.
She refuses.
Can you please help me appeal to her? I need food for XYZ. Because he would understand and appreciate
which
the
is the way it should
importance
always
of the
be.
guest.
The mother-in-law shouldn't interface with one. If one person doesn't agree, you meet your own child. We always say it in marriage that when you're dealing with situations that when it becomes difficult confronting the other partner in marriage, deal with your own child. If my mom is having issue with my husband, there's no reason for her to get violent with my husband. She should focus on me. Okay. The woman was wrong. Mother-in-law.
You know that I like to be realistic. Let's explain this thing very well. An action always begets a reaction.
Penny.
The girl took the food that the mother-in-law had dished and poured it back. So the reaction was a slap.
And the reaction to that was another slap.
No. There was a first action that brought about the reaction. That's first one. Now, what the girl should have had in mind, when your mother-in-law is doing extreme wahala at the end of party to feed one person, you need to there is more sentiment to that relationship than you know.
I agree.
Let me tell you something funny. When I got married, in my neighborhood, my in-laws are very popular in their areas. Whenever I come down from the bus and I'm going into I will see people staring. Everybody that attended my wedding, they're plenty, they'll be like colony. So I'll just start greeting. I don't need to know.
You have training.
Okay.
Obviously.
So because you don't know the relationship that you would match upon and you will insult.
Okay, that's pretense. It wasn't who you were.
What do you mean?
Go ahead, please.
Tweet.
Biodu.
Please let me talk.
Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead, please.
First and foremost, the lady in the middle with the mustard dress, is she a Yoruba lady?
Yes, so.
No. I don't want to use the word I need to use because on no occasion, leave whether the bride or the groom, on no occasion should a younger person raise his or her hand to slap an elderly person.
So we agree there's no home training.
That's all.
So what kind of training are you going to pass on to the kids that you bring up? If you can even think of it, that you need to take a response, a reaction, you shouldn't even come to your head. I'm really, maybe it's just a show that you just need to put up and act. I believe you won't do that.
Thank you very much.
Can I quickly say that it's unfortunate that these days, a lot of young women who are getting into marriage believe that it's just me and my husband, so every other person should go to hell. That is the new trend now. You're getting into marriage, you should know that you're not just marrying your husband, you are marrying your husband's family. So that little time that you have to give them that respect, no matter what, give them that respect. There's always a way you can come back and address that issue.
Respect. Let me just quickly address you. Because you're Yoruba and I'm Yoruba, and I mentioned already that there's no way anybody's going to defend that lady for slapping her mother-in-law. She would not have slapped her mother. It was wrong. But it was a reaction based on the mother-in-law shouldn't have slapped her also. If your guest came in late and you needed food, find a way to get food. The girl should not have done what she did, but you ought not to have slapped her.
Two wrongs.
Another point.
Don't make it right.
Two wrongs. I was even going to take it to another angle.
I have a call.
Okay.
Let me take another call. Morning, are you there?
I have plenty
Samuel, are you there?
Hello.
Go ahead, please.
Hello.
Morning, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. I'm always with the person that just called now. I don't know which planet that person is living in. Yes, I'm talking to you. I don't know which planet that man is calling is living in. This is modern world. I am a father. I am a grandfather. I am a husband. I will never do that one to my daughter-in-law or my son-in-law. Whoever it is like that, you must carry always on the right way.
Thank you.
I have a tweet. Mary Hostel said, both slaps were reflex reaction. We are used to our mother-in-law's backhand. We are used to our mother's backhand slaps. I'm sure the mother-in-law didn't intend to slap her.
Yes.
She just didn't know when she did. And there were too many lessons to be learned from this. May God give us wisdom in this situation. Samuel Akimbo says, can any of you seated here slap your mother-in-law?
No, we cannot.
You people shouldn't paint the wrong picture for me and bride.
Let's not bring things to the final conclusion.
We are not going to
whose wedding was going to be messed up by this misbehavior? Is it the mother-in-law's
All of
wedding?
them. All of them.
Relax.
The mother-in-law too.
Relax.
Please, can I
yeah,
quickly
relax.
mention that I mentioned initially that there's no way I will condone violence. This girl dodged the bullets. Because if I wrong my mother on my wedding day, she will not slap me. So if my mother-in-law gets away with slapping me on my wedding day, they'll be beating me in the wedding.
I disagree.
She should not have slapped her.
Let me take this call again. Morning, Aida from Agbado. Morning, are you there?
Yeah, good morning, I'm here.
Michael, go ahead, please.
Please, I don't... Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Yeah, the Nima, I don't understand. I can never do that to my son-in-law. How will I slap my son-in-law?
For what?
Very, 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 very bad.
I just did the example we talked about. You want me to slap her again?
I mean,
Reflex.
please, let's just make this correct. You can't slap somebody.
It was a
you're just getting
corrective
married.
slap.
Thank
It
you.
wasn't violence.
Let him finish, please.
Mariah,
Are
please.
you there? Sorry.
You know, one of the things that people don't focus on when we're getting married, I am one to believe that when you want to get married, you should fall in love and the love is shocking you, that emotion and all that. But there are soft skills in life. There are soft skills that you must focus on. How you deal with temper. How you deal with triggers, how you control yourself, how you manage difficult situations. These are soft skills. It's not the one that will be shocking you that is love. Because when you get into marriage, you will face situations that you need those soft skills to manage them. So our husbands and wives that are about to get married now, look out for those things because some people don't have it.
In addition, and to bottle what Jumoke said earlier, the mother-in-law too obviously didn't have the same training.
She didn't have the soft skills.
So that means, well, how did she train her son? How did she train her son?
That's it.
Violence. Who's that Julie jumping in? Hang in there.
To say that, you know, you are saying she dodged a bullet.
Benny.
Sometimes you don't judge what happens with the marriage. Hold on. My marriage was very turbulent. There was almost a fight in my traditional. My wedding. Yes, my traditional marriage. There was almost the two families were almost about to throw punches
over food.
No. Over different things, bride price and all of that. My wedding too. that wedding morning, I was supposed to take a bike. I was supposed to take a bike to my wedding because I could not wait for the car. That was how bad it got. They were saying no wedding is holding today and all of that. But look at where we are today.
We thank God.
Yes, you don't judge. Look, because you know why? Tempers are flaring. That wedding is stressful. Hold on. A lot of people are upset. Tempers are flaring. Money have been spent and all of that. So I expected you, even if the mother had messed up, you as the bride should have calmed down and just look into that.
No training.
From Aisha. I think we lost that call.
Oh, sorry. So sorry.
Just in response to I have somebody who they were beating for 35 years and she still stayed married. Does not mean that all of us should be in a marriage where they are beating you every day. No, that your own marriage survived 10 years of physical during your wedding does not mean that everybody should be fighting because of your wedding.
No, except people that did not get properly knocked. If any of you, aside Jumoke, on this couch, can say that no neighbor ever gave you a corrective knock or slap while you were growing up.
Every day.
Neighbor, not be family member.
Like my mom was the one knocking people. She's the one that would correct everybody's children.
It is normal.
Bring the conversation to proper perspective.
Both were wrong.
Everybody agrees that the girl obviously was
wrong.
Yes.
That one is obvious.
You also say that, but Nima is insisting that the
I'm saying the mother-in-law, what she did.
No!
Let her clarify.
The circumstance will be different. This is how it is. So you are doing something wrong and somebody is correcting you over. Give me this food, and you have dished the food. You have dished the food, and then the next thing,
What kind of thing did they give the mother-in-law?
She took the food and poured it back. The mother-in-law could have slapped her correctly. Why are you so stubborn?
You are
slapping me too much. Listen, that girl's action brought about the action. Now, the difference is that the mother-in-law just comes into the house. You, this guy, have been meaning you since. I've told you should not marry my son. You want to marry him by force. And slaps her. That's a different arrangement. She did something wrong. She had to be corrected.
You are correcting an adult.
Correct and block safe.
A whole adult.
Yes.
Let's go on a break. We'll take tweets and phone calls when we come back. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
All right. right, thanks for staying with us. We have loads and loads of tweets. Nima, please go ahead.
Okay, Yaya Usman says, there's nothing wrong if your mother-in-law restores you to your default setting. If your mother-in-law can slap you when you are wrong at any age, if your mother can slap when you are wrong at any age, then any adult can slap you.
My mother cannot slap me at any age.
Andrew in Street Time says, the daughter-in-law slapped, the mother-in-law slapped her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law slapped her back. It's 1-1. Ojoro cancel Ojoro.
So, Tammy says, good morning, ladies. Jumoke should just cool down.
Calm down.
Should just cool down. The lady was wrong to slap her mother. I think she already agreed.
We agree.
But restrain and ignoring her would have saved the situation.
Okay.
Henry Godaro says, this, your view, this is an Africa, this Africa, no matter what you do, you slap your mother, you now slap your mother. No,
Okay,
sorry.
this is Africa. It doesn't matter what
It doesn't matter what you do. Your mother-in-law slaps you. It's normal for us in Edo. You cannot be too old. You cannot be too old.
Beyond
correction. Yes.
Akiyemi
Akiyemi says, if that lady had not retaliated, I'm sure the mother-in-law would have realized it and felt sorry for doing what is wrong.
Why Nima had that position, because in my own, from my own side of the town,
You don't slap. You don't.
Are you
don't.
taking to it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Dapo Akinla says she's married to that family and automatically becomes the daughter of the mother-in-law. If she can't slap her mom, why would she slap her mother-in-law? Lekon Tijani says, let's be reminded that we are Africans. The bride is wrong. Please ask Stopway if you were an adult that was watching a porn, would she have slapped her? Would you have slapped an adult?
Ugo Peter Uche says, I'm just thinking about this guy's state of mind after the whole thing. May our loyalty indeed never be tested.
Rijo Shekari says, you guys are not considering possible pent-up animosity between the two women, even before the wedding.
True.
Uche Kingsley says, there was already a problem from the beginning, which is cooking separately.
Thank
Why
you.
are they coming together in the first place? The bride should not have refused the woman, irrespective of what the situation was. Both slaps were reflex. Mariah, we have agreed that both slaps were reflex, may have been reflex, and both were wrong. But I have a question. This girl dodged the bullets.
Okay, you said it now.
You know why? On your wedding day, ordinarily, if you are marrying for love, for companionship, somebody you want to spend the rest of your life with, somebody you want to have children for, you ought to be cooing into the man's eyes. You should have been the last in my life.
Don't care for my kids. Okay? Don't care there.
Sorry, we lost her.
Hang there. Wait. Another angle is that is it possible? In fact, I think it's even poverty is probably a major issue. Because if you think about it, I have gone to weddings in this Lagos. Food finish care. How would food finish? Poverty obviously is where the mother is hot. The daughter feels like I must hot food.
I have gone to big weddings.
On what basis?
And food finished. So it's not about poverty.
Barely.
Big weddings and food finish. You
Because
come late, you meet drinks. You will come late, you meet, there will be drinks. You will be pouring champagne, food has finished. What I'm saying, I think that we overrate this food thing in weddings. People go to weddings, and if there's no food again, you came to celebrate with the person. You didn't come to eat.
Bride and go home.
So just leave.
The guests may not even have been upset. I go to weddings late too. I'm not expecting to eat the full menu.
Yes.
The guests may not have been upset, but madam, holding the guests in high esteem, wanted to just please him by all standards.
And I want to say that a bride has no wedding. No business with food on her wedding day. I was sitting down all through and feeling good with myself. I didn't care. I didn't know what happened, if the food finished or the food didn't finish. It's not my business. They should have planned it in such a way.
They were fighting before.
No, they should have planned it in such a way that other people could have handled that.
Yes.
So that would have come up in the first place.
Yes.
That's to help Morale's argument that it's not about just rich people. I know I'm not from a rich family, but my mother always makes that provision when we're having weddings. If one food runs out, there will be an alternative.
In a Yoruba wedding, there's always three backups.
In our wedding, on my sister's wedding in February, I was shouting that food had finished. When they brought out pounded yam from one place like this, I said, really pounded yam?
In my own wedding.
See, we love that wedding.
Had backups. Every auntie had their own section.
Mariah, look, if anybody comes to your wedding or anybody related to you, they will say, and they say that food finished, then there's a problem there. Which all your aunties from Lagos State, a groom said,
in one place, but we had different food. So there will be backup somewhere, one coming late, one coming behind.
A groom said that God bless all the African mothers and mother-in-laws who always have backup and backup.
Yes.
After your wedding, you are still eating meat.
Yes, now.
For 1 week, at home, I was
Sweet.
eating food after
yes, now.
from my wedding.
Someone said, let her turn the other side to the mother. Instead of retaliating, and people would envy you at the end of the day.
Yes.
He says, wrong. Your mother-in-law or mother can slap you at any age. Wrong. Again. But in the case of mother-in-law was provoked due to the girl's action of forcefully taking the food, what do we do?
Yeah.
Mariah, please, let's
Home
side this
training.
one. We're going
Home
to end.
training.
And let us
go
leave
to home
lessons.
training.
That's
Let's
what I
leave
said in the
lessons. Single
beginning.
girls down
Give
there.
us the lessons.
I think, number one, we should be patient with each other.
I don't want your lessons.
Look,
I
this
think-
business thing will not work. Don't
Yes,
slap me.
at the end of the day,
Don't
at
slap
the
me,
end
oh.
of the day, no matter what happens,
We should learn to
when you are
respect.
patient, you would always carry the day, no matter what happens.
We agree.
At the end of the day. Number two, develop soft skills, make relationship, build things.
I hear you.
Food is small when it comes to life.
Food,
All of this on top of one plate of rice.
Chine.
I beg. And the marriage,
Embarrassing.
your wedding is over. So let's be patient. Then if you're engaged with someone, discuss it with each other these issues.
Food
that
is the last thing we discuss
No, but the point is you will know because
We
this
don't
is
discuss food.
this is a fruit from a bad tree. And so you can see the bad tree already that this is somebody that can get angry.
Let Nima give us one or two lessons.
Okay, so lessons for both sides. The mother-in-law or the girl's mother, one of them should have planned for both couples, even if they were cooking separately. Because the first wedding we had in our house, I followed the in-laws back to their house and they were pouring out food from their coolers because my mother overcooked. That's one. Number two, the girl should not forget. It's not her mother-in-law's wedding. And it's not even her husband because nobody gets as excited as the bride on her own wedding. You should have made sure, no matter what happened that day, nobody...
She gets
No
angry.
evil spirits, principality, enemies from your father's side or mother's side
They don't
will
fail.
come and help you to disgrace yourself
Okay.
in public.
All right,
Please,
okay.
bride, stay away from food. It's not your business. Hold on to your groom. That's the business of the day. Just after doing wedding, they now cancel and annul just because of one plate of rice. No one is sharing your wedding. Focus on your husband.
How stupid the
But
excuse.
most importantly, let's say to everyone that violence, listen, right? There is no war, be it First or Second, Third World War, that does not end with negotiation. So if we are going to talk eventually, why do we have to slap? Why do we have to go to violence?
So my lesson for young people who are about to get married is know that the family you are getting into, they are going to be your new parents. So the way you treat your parents, make sure you handle them and take
Some
care
slap
of them
their
like
parents,
that.
Bisi.
The truth is, anything can happen in that marriage. If you get into a home where the family does not back you up, if your husband misbehaves tomorrow or you're lower, you're on your own.
She does
Leave the family.
Even if they back you up, they will
Me, I
eventually
just say,
support their son.
Yeah, but there'll be lots of opportunities for us to show respect to elders. We must always, regardless of who they are, in-laws or not, you have to show respect. Yes, the woman went out of line, but somebody must be older mentally.
Take the
Somebody
high
should
road.
have taken that role of I am older. I'm not going to go that low to start a fight on my wedding day.
May the devil not do us on our wedding.
Amen. On any day.
On that note, we end today's show. Have a fabulous day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.